I don't know how you want me to answer that. What's the most disappointing thing is being down 3, obviously. Yeah.
The fact that you had part of that game in control and you just kind of gave them a few goals with just some unforced errors.
Yeah, I felt like that. I thought we had lots of looks. I thought the game was right there, and just a couple of mistakes, and they find a way to score.
When it started to come for you, when the goals started to come, what do you think you guys maybe got to that was working for you?
We put a lot of pucks there. I thought we did a good job of getting pucks to the net and bodies to the net. We can't score on the outside on these guys. You got to get to the middle.
Did you get any explanation on the non-call on Janmark in the final few minutes?
No.
What's the? Obviously, a lot of disappointment in here tonight, Connor. But what's the challenge of processing this and moving forward here?
What's the challenge? We got to get ready for a game. Get ready for Game 4 and get a win. That's all we can do.
You've played some pretty good teams here and found a way to get through them. This team, it seems like you're having a hard time figuring it out, finding a way to beat them at the 2 blue lines particularly.
Beat them at the 2 blue lines. We're trying. We're trying to figure them out. Obviously, we haven't beat them in 3 games, and we've had stretches of good. We've had stretches of bad. We're trying to figure them out.
What do you want to say to your team and yourself and to the audience, to the home?
What I want to say to the hometown? Keep cheering. Just keep cheering. Keep cheering. It's not over till it's over.
You guys were looking to make some improvements on the power play in particular. What did you think of your man advantage tonight? Do you think there's still more there?
A lot of looks. I didn't like the first one, obviously, the one in the third, the early in the third, but I liked a lot about the power play. It just didn't go in. Just didn't go in.
You played lots of good goalies right now. He seems like on the top of his game, like that save on McLeod right after you guys pulled within 1, and you guys getting a lot of good chances. Some days you tip your hat to the goalie, or do you need better shots?
A little bit of both. Obviously, you got to have a lot of respect for what he's doing, how he's playing, and at the same time, I think, I can only speak for myself, but there's looks there, and you got to bear down, and you got to put it in the net. Leon finds me on the backside, and just don't make the shot. There's looks there. It's just you got to make the shot. You got to make the play.
It's the playoffs. Every day feels like a month. So, I think for us, we got to just park the past and move on to Game 4. We have to, this team's been through so much this year. Throughout the course of the season, throughout the start, middle, end. So it's no different now. We take it one day at a time and get ready for Game 4.
Zone exits and zone entries seem to be the biggest problem. The defensemen are getting the puck to your blue line on the zone exit, but the puck's not getting over the blue line very often. What's going on there?
They play an aggressive style where they're on top of seems like all the options. So there's probably an adjustment that we can make.
There's a few guys that just seem to kind of smother you. Not you specifically, but as a team. They've got some guys that chuck really hard and are in your face. How have you guys found that so far?
Yeah, they're a team that checks well. That's why they're in this spot.
Darnell, what are you seeing on the penalty?
They play with a lot of instinct out there, and they're aggressive. I think our power play is finding a lot of chances, and when they convert, hopefully I'll just continue to go in. And our power player is one of the best in the history of the league, and I think they got to continue to have the confidence and poise to make plays because the chances have been there.
How do you prevent overthinking when you're struggling to score goals? Do you feel like you're overthinking as a group, or how do you prevent that?
I think at the end of the game in the third period, that we were just slinging pucks to the net. You got to get traffic and bodies there and the puck there, and just compete.
The mistakes are part of the game. They happen. They've been happening through the playoffs. You guys have been able to overcome them for the most part. But it seemed like when you make that big mistake and it ends up in the back of your net, how frustrating is that, and how tough is it to get over something like that?
Yeah, it's take away the momentum. I think about the second period and how well we started, and we had a couple breakaways, some really good slot chances, and then we don't score on those. And I liked where we were going after the Fogle scored that huge goal. I really liked our team, the execution, the energy. Like I said, we had some really good chances to go ahead. Their goalie made some nice saves, and then they dump a puck in, and we're down 2-1. That was a tough one.
Right side, front row, Jason.
Kris, you look at your team, and often you've improved a lot defensively, and offense has always been your calling card. And right now, you're struggling to finish. As Connor said, he can only speak for himself, but he goes, "We're getting looks, we're just not finishing." What are you seeing? What's not there in the finishing department? Is there anything the group can do better?
No, it's over a course of time. There's always luck involved in it. Luck on the chances that you get. Do they go in? The goaltender that you play obviously has a huge part of that. For chances, 2 of the 3 games, I think we're at or above our expected goals for how many chances that we're creating. Besides the game 2, that was a lot lower. But game 1 and 3, we're playing well enough to score goals, or we're putting ourselves in a good enough position to score goals. And the finishing is just a lot of it is just confidence, shooting the puck, and hopefully the third period will give us some confidence that we actually had a push and we can put it in the net.
Stay in that same row, Jim.
Well, the last 2 goals you scored, by Broberg and McLeod, the kind of goals you have to score on this goaltender you're playing against. In front of him, blocking his view, those are the kind of goals you got to score, and there haven't been enough of those.
That's the scouting report on every goaltender in the league. You need traffic. You need to create chaos around the net with rebounds and pucks going off skates. We've seen those in the playoffs, for and against us, and I thought we showed that urgency, determination to get to the net, and we just got to continue to do that.
In that same row, Josh.
Kris, it's a deep hole. How do you keep the belief alive? And are you more psychologist than coach over the next 48 hours?
I don't think there's much to be said, or I think there's a lot of belief. You look at our season this year, and we've had 2 8-game winning streaks. We've had a 16-game winning streak. When things go well, we can really turn it up, and I think we've showed that we can beat this team. I think there's a lot of belief in that. It's not like we're getting outplayed and we're just, that team's better than us. I don't think there's anything that I need to say to the team and convince them otherwise. I think everyone in that dressing room feels the same way I do. Is we can string together a lot of wins. We've shown it. Obviously, the stakes are a little bit higher. We're playing a better team than we would in the regular season. But I don't think there's any doubt in our room.
We'll take a few more left side, third row, Dan.
Hey, Kris, based on what you just said, I'm wondering if the frustration of being down the way you guys are, can that cloud the belief a little bit at this point?
If there was any time to have frustration, it would have been 4-1 going into the third period. And you look at our team, it didn't look like there was much frustration. There's frustration that we're down. But there's a difference between frustration and quitting. There's absolutely no quits. There's a belief that we can do this. So we just need to keep pushing.
Left side, fourth row, Corey.
Kris, you mentioned the third period push. Was that a case of anything you guys were doing differently, or kind of that puck luck that you've talked about turning around?
I think the pucks went in the net. I don't think we had any more chances. Chances might have been looked a little bit different. But, we were talking in the staff, or the coaches after the room, and we've had more breakaways in these 3 games than we've had throughout the rest of the playoffs. We're getting our chances. Hopefully now there's a point where they're going to go in, and we saw a little bit of that in the third period.
We'll take two more. Right side, second row, Daniel.
Kris, you were asked obviously about the offense and players just not scoring. Is that what makes this hole that you're in so vexing? Is that your top guys that have done it all year just aren't scoring?
Absolutely. They're playing well. They're making plays. And just the puck hasn't gone in. So you look at the stat line, you say, well, what's going on? They're not contributing. They're playing well and they're playing hard. But like our team, especially for our top guys, just puck's not going in. And there's only a amount of time that you can keep those guys off the score sheet. It's not like you're a fourth liner who has to get 50, 60 shots. These guys, there's only a matter of time. And they've gone through their ups and downs through the regular season. And during those regular seasons, they haven't scored for, a short period of time. But wasn't like they weren't playing well. You think of Connor during the, I believe it was February, when he was racking up all those assists. He was playing well. You could say, geez, he wasn't scoring goals. But, I kind of see that with our top guys. They're playing well and they're playing hard. There's just an element of puck luck. And puck luck was that, does it go in the net or is their goalie making the save? And you guys can decide on that. But I think they're doing everything they need to do.
Last one, left side, fourth row, Tony.
Kris, did you get an explanation on the play involving Janmark in the late stages of the game from the ref?
No, I didn't.
Push and maybe a belief that you might have been able to get that one at least into it.
Yeah, we definitely cut it close. We battled all the way to the end, and that's the kind of team we've got for a whole season. And just another game where we proved that. I think that we can be an amazing team, and I know that we can find a way to beat these guys.
Stu, what happened on the second goal?
I'd have to look back to see exactly what happened, but I believe I tried to obviously play the puck. I don't know if it bounced over me or not too sure exactly what happened. They got the puck, passed it out front. I tried to get that one as well and tried to make the save, and all of those three things did not work.
That stretch there in the second period, what was that like for you when they were?
Yeah, I think after they got that second one, they just kind of got on a roll. I think we kind of we let them kind of take that momentum and stride with it. Got two more quick ones where it was just kind of silly mistakes that doesn't need to happen.
Stuart, this time of year is all about fine lines and how close it is. Where have your team's details been throughout the entire series?
Through the series, to be honest, pretty good. It's kind of hard for me to say exactly the details for the players, just because I'm more worried about my own details. But from what I see, we're working really hard. We got our sticks in the right places. We're getting the puck in. We're doing really good on the forecheck. I think we're doing really well against their forecheck, and they're probably one of the best teams in the world on their forecheck. So details, there's I think minutes in a game where when they're not as sharp, they can make you bite. That's the NHL in general. If you take a minute off, you get scored on.
Stu, you look forward to this cup for your whole life. Get here, we're 3 games in, it's not going so great. How disappointing is it to be standing here right now, taking these questions?
It's an interesting question because I'm extremely grateful to be right here, right now, answering these questions. We're playing in June, and that's pretty. That's something to be very, very grateful for. So, at the same time, you're also right. I think it's both of those things. It is disappointing being down 3-0. We gotta let that reality sink in, and I'm not too sure what the stats are coming back on it, but if anyone can do it, it's the Oil.
How do you keep the belief in this room?
I think that's something that we've created and kept for a while now. I think the way that we finish this game too also brings a strong belief in this group. The way that we battle back, and if we play like that for 60 minutes, we'll give ourselves a really good chance to win games, and I think that gives you a lot of belief. And we got nothing but hope in this room.
Stu, has anything surprised you about the Panthers' attack that you faced?
No. nothing surprising. You knew that they were going to be great. Good shooters. They know how to make plays. They're heavy hitting, and when they get on the forecheck and they make a puck turnover, it's right to the net. But yeah, no surprises. That's the beautiful thing about pre-scout. You don't get too many surprises, but every so often there'll be some.
You guys mark off on the breakaway there, and you're thinking, okay, just get out of this period, don't give them one more goal.
I'm thinking that for the whole period.
When they started to roll.
Yeah, when they started to roll, it's once that goal goes in, you kind of look back on it and you say, I needed to somehow find a way to make one save just to slow down their momentum. And I've done that sometimes, and usually when that does happen, we give ourselves a really good chance, and maybe we go into overtime. I would have loved for that to happen. He made a really nice play, nice shot. He has a long stick, so he kind of caught me off guard a little bit with that, and wasn't able to come up with it. Now I know.
Mistakes are part of the game. It just seems they've been really making you guys pay, especially tonight on your mistakes.
Yeah.
You guys have to find a way to maybe make them pay for theirs.
Absolutely. With that, they have made some crucial mistakes, and Bobrovsky has been absolutely fantastic. So that's a huge credit to that guy. He's been absolutely phenomenal. Really good reads, really big saves at the right time. We definitely had our chances tonight. I think if we just keep pushing, keep grinding, it's gonna go our way at some point here. But you're absolutely right. If you take any sort of time off in this league, especially the finals, teams are going to make you pay. So it's our job to really dial in the details and simplify our game.